These Arc'teryx jackets are almost $800. How warm are they, and are they worth it? Let's find out. Hi everyone, my name is Will, and today I'm going to be doing a review and comparison of the Thorium Hoody and the Thorium SV from Arc'teryx. We're heading into the winter season now in 2024, 2025, and I decided to pick up these two jackets, see how warm they are, if they're worth the price, and what the difference is between the two. Let's start off with the specs of the two jackets. The regular Thorium Hoody is priced at 600 Canadian dollars, and it's built for everyday use in cold climates. The Thorium SV is $150 more than the regular Thorium, so it's coming in at 750 Canadian dollars. As the name states, SV stands for severe weather, so you'd expect this jacket to be substantially warmer than the regular Thorium. Let's do a comparison of the different materials within both these jackets. The regular Thorium is built with 5 ounces of 750 fill power down. However, Arc'teryx has decided to use 80 to 140 gram synthetic insulation in areas that are more prone to moisture, like the shoulders and wrist cuffs, with the warmer down insulation still being in the torso and the chest, the back, and then still in the arms as well. In comparison, the Thorium SV has 6 ounces of 750 fill power down, so you're getting just about 1 ounce more of down in comparison to the regular Thorium. As with the regular, the SV also has the synthetic insulation in those moisture prone areas. This is useful because down does not do great when it gets wet. It actually loses its loft, and so it's not as warm. In comparison, the synthetic insulation, it can get wet and it will maintain its warmth much better than a down insulation. Synthetic insulation is not as warm and it doesn't pack down as well. However, it does do better with moisture, so it's kind of a trade-off between synthetic versus down. For me personally, I prefer having a jacket that's just all down. I have some jackets that are synthetic and I just find they're not as warm as a full down jacket. With these two, I'm buying them specifically for warmth and cold weather, so I personally don't really want that synthetic. I'd rather it be full down through the whole jacket. In terms of weight, the SV is quite a bit heavier, coming in at 695 grams compared to the 515 grams in the regular Thorium. The weight difference appears to mostly be from the exterior fabric, a bit from the extra insulation, but it's mainly going to be that exterior fabric that they decided to add to the SV. The Thorium is built with a 30D nylon fabric treated with DWR for a slight water resistant finish. The SV, on the other hand, is built with a 80D 2-layer gore-tex fabric on the shoulders, on the outsides of the arms, on the chest, and on the upper back, and then it just has the regular same 30D nylon on the bottom areas. So they've kind of enhanced that water and wind resistance on the top parts of the jacket, also on the hood. So for whatever reason, if it was raining or snowing, you're less likely to wet out on those down insulated areas. And I think this is the main reason why you're seeing the difference in price between these two jackets. The insulation difference is not really significant. However, gore-tex it's kind of like a brand that charges an extra price. So just seeing that gore-tex label on there, I think gives them the ability to charge the extra money. Other than that, there's not much difference to these two jackets. Now leading into the features of these two jackets, they're almost identical. Both jackets come with a 2-way front zipper. This is great if you want to just grab something from their pockets or bend over to grab something off the ground. It's great because then you don't let all the heat out from the top, you're just unzipping the bottom rather than unzipping the whole jacket. In terms of pockets, both jackets have 2 hand pockets on the front that are lined with a fleece lining. They're also on the inside of the down, which is great for keeping your hands warm if you don't have gloves, or you just want to keep your hands warmer. You can just stick your hands in there and it's underneath the down, so it's going to provide some extra warmth. Additionally, on the inside, both jackets have 2 dump pockets on the left and the right. The ones on the SV are slightly bigger, but nothing significant. Also, as you can see on that left dump pocket, there is a travel bag that you can actually take out and stuff the jacket in if you want to put it in your backpack or in a suitcase if you're traveling. Both jackets offer this option, which I think is really nice. On the front of the SV, you have 2 chest pockets, one on the left and one on the right. In comparison, the one on the regular Thorium, there's just 1 pocket on the left side. Neither has a chest pocket on the inside of the jacket. I personally prefer this for putting my phone. When it's really cold out, the phone gets cold and then the battery starts to drain. So I like keeping it close to my body on the inside of the jacket. With these chest pockets, they are on the inside of the down, so there is some insulation and warmth. It's not as great as being on the inside of the jacket, but it does provide easier access because you can just reach in without unzipping your jacket. For the SV, it just comes in a hooded option, but with the regular Thorium, you have the option of getting either the standard jacket with no hood or with a hood. Both hoods are insulated. The one on the SV I found is really nice and big, covers my face perfectly. However, with the regular Thorium, I don't know if you can see this on the video, but I just found the hood was a bit too short on the top of my head. It didn't cover the top of my head and my forehead the way I wanted it to. And so if it's windy, I feel like it just doesn't cover my face enough. The SV hood is perfect, but with the regular Thorium, I think the hood is just a bit small for me personally. You guys might not care, but for me, if you are buying the hooded option, I would want a hood that's a bit bigger. In terms of adjuster cords, both jackets have an adjuster on the back of the hood that kind of cinches in the sides of the hood and keeps it closer to your face. I would also like to have those cinch cords that kind of close in the hood hole so that it kind of more meshes to your face. With these jackets, it doesn't come with that, but there are some other jackets out there that do have that option. There are also two cinch adjusters on the bottom hem of the jacket, great for cinching in that bottom around your waist and preventing any wind from getting up and blowing your hot air away. Now let's get into performance of these two jackets. How does the SV compare to the regular Thorium? The standard Thorium is definitely a warm down jacket. I can personally wear it down with just a regular t-shirt to -5 Celsius. I personally run really cold, so for some of you guys, you might be able to wear it down to colder temperatures. For me personally, anything below -5, I'm gonna start wearing either a long sleeve shirt or a light fleece jacket. If you do have a fleece underneath, I think it's good to -15 Celsius, no problem. If you want a jacket that's gonna take you down to colder temperatures, down to -20 and below, I recommend going for a more dedicated parka. The SV does cover a bit more of your body. It does go down to probably the tops of my thighs. In comparison, the regular Thorium just stays at my waist. So that does provide a bit of extra warmth, but when I'm wearing both, I find that the SV really isn't much warmer compared to the Thorium. You do get about an ounce of extra down, but it's not significant enough to really see that increase in warmth. So I think for most people, the Thorium is gonna be perfect. You're really not getting much extra with that SV to kind of justify that price. The Thorium is gonna be plenty warm if you live in a more mild winter climate. However, if you live more farther up north in the US or Canada, you probably want something warmer, something more of a dedicated down parka. Both jackets are meant to be standalone pieces. They're not meant to be used as a mid layer. The Thorium LT, for example, or the Atom series from Arc'teryx, those are more mid layers that are great for active use. You can fit a shell over top and use it as a ski or snowboard jacket or for hiking. These are more just day-to-day use city winter jackets. I wouldn't recommend using them if you're gonna go skiing or snowboarding or heavy hiking. You're gonna sweat too much and there's no real ventilation to prevent you from building up moisture. However, if you're just walking to the car from your apartment or house, to work, from your car, and then to the grocery store or so on, it's perfect, just day-to-day activities. But if you're gonna be outside longer in really cold temperatures, then I probably would go for a warmer jacket. For me personally, for example, I like to walk my dog for a few hours a day, even when it's really cold in the winter. And so I like having a really dedicated, warm down winter parka. For this jacket, it probably wouldn't be warm enough for me, unless I was just using it for basic activities where I had the ability to just get in anytime I wanted. Both jackets are fairly light when you compare the amount of loft and insulation you have in them. So I think they would be really great if you want to do any traveling to more cold climates, Northern Europe, Canada in the winter. Not super severe climates, but if you want a jacket that's really warm, you can pack down into that bag, put it in your suitcase, or just wear it on the plane. I think this would be a great winter travel jackets. In terms of wind resistance, I really didn't notice the difference between the SV and the regular Thorium. I don't feel like Gore-Tex is really adding much in terms of wind resistance with this jacket. The down is already really good at blocking wind, so I really don't think you're getting any extra value by paying for that Gore-Tex. The SV will be more waterproof. However, if you're going out in the winter, anything below 0, you're not gonna be seeing rain. So I don't really see the point in having that extra waterproofness. When you're walking around in the winter, you'll be seeing snow, which doesn't really wet out the jacket the same as rain. If it's anything above 0, these jackets are probably going to be too warm, and so you're going to want to use something else anyways. So that Gore-Tex really doesn't add any extra value. You're more just paying for it because you want to have it, but I don't really think it's worth the extra price. The one issue I have with these two jackets is there's not really any insulation on the outside or on the inside of that zipper. With some of the other jackets I have and I've reviewed, for example, the Fall Raven Expedition Light Down jacket, it does have a nice layer over top of the zipper with down, and so that prevents wind from coming in. But with these two jackets, when I wear them and it's really heavy wind, I find that sometimes that wind starts cutting through that zipper and I feel a bit of a breeze. In terms of comfort, both are really great. In terms of comfort, as with most Arc'teryx pieces, they have really nice articulating shoulders, so if you want to reach up and grab something, it's really nice and comfortable and not restrictive. Now let's get into the fit of these two jackets. I personally am 6'1", 180 pounds, and I went with a size large. This is standard with most jackets I buy, either from Arc'teryx or other brands. I'll usually go with the size large. With the SV, I found there's much more room on the inside compared to the regular Thorium. I think the SV might actually be made and fit to fit a mid-layer fleece underneath, which I think will add a lot of warmth, and it could easily take you down to -20 if you're wearing a nice thick fleece. Something like the 66 North fleece that I've reviewed previously, you could check out. A really warm fleece you can fit underneath that jacket and it'll keep you extremely warm. In comparison, the regular Thorium I found is much more close fit to your body and is actually warmer if you're just wearing a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt. I found because it's closer to my body, it actually keeps me much warmer. Whereas with the SV and just a t-shirt, there's a bit of a gap, and so I found I was getting a bit colder in that jacket actually. However, it would be tough to fit a super thick sweater underneath that regular Thorium. I think you could do it, but it would feel a bit tight. But with the SV, I think you have plenty of room to fit a thick sweater underneath. So yeah, the Thorium I think is more of a standalone piece. The Thorium SV I think is built and fitted to kind of fit an extra layer underneath to add that extra warmth. The arms and torso are great lengths on these jackets. They fit perfectly for me. The SV does have a bit of a longer hem I found. It goes down somewhere around the top of the thighs, whereas the regular Thorium just goes up to my waist. This does add a bit of warmth as you're covering more of your body. However, not super significant compared to something like a really long parka. So now recommendation. Do I recommend buying either one of these jackets? And if so, which one? So coming in at $600 and $750, these are really expensive jackets, and you can definitely get stuff cheaper out there, either used or just a cheaper brand that's gonna keep you just as warm, especially if you wear like a sweater underneath. In my opinion, the SV really doesn't have enough value added to justify paying that $150. I don't think it looks as good. It's a bit too puffy and big for me in terms of what I would be using this jacket for. The gore-tex doesn't really add any value in the context I'd be using this jacket in, and it's not really much warmer. There's an extra ounce of down, but not really much to justify the extra price. If you're looking for a good down winter jacket that looks nice and is great for more mild winters, then I think the Thorium is a great option for people. It's kind of like a competitor to the North Face jackets you see out there. They're more like a street fashion style jacket, not necessarily for active use, but it kind of looks good. It has sort of that fashion look that some people are looking for. That's a great option. You are paying a bit for that brand name, but compared to some of the other outdoor brands, I think the price is pretty competitive. There definitely are options out there that are gonna be much warmer and possibly much cheaper, but if you like the brand name, you like the look of the jacket, it's gonna be hard to get something that's really similar to this. However, if you're looking for something warmer than the regular Thorium, I don't recommend going with the SV. There's not really enough warmth added to justify the price. My go-to jacket in that price range is the Fall Raven Light Expedition jacket. It actually has double the amount of down as the SV. I think it has 14 or 15 ounces, so much warmer. It's $675, so right in the middle of the regular Thorium and the SV in terms of price, but you're getting a lot more down. There's no synthetic insulation, so you're getting full down throughout the entire jacket. It looks decent, it's much thicker. I definitely recommend at least checking out my review if you want, see if the jacket interests you. If you're looking for something warmer for more severe weather, then I recommend checking out that down jacket. There are other options out there as well, so if you want something cheaper, make sure to do some more research. If you're looking for something extremely warm and you want a dedicated down parka, I recommend right now the 66 North Jockla parka. I've done a review of that as well. It's currently my favorite down jacket that I've been using in extreme cold climates. Whenever I'm walking my dog or we're outside for long periods of time in really cold -20 degrees Celsius and below, it's definitely my go-to jacket. It's really big, and so it's a different kind of category of jacket than these down jackets. But if you want something extremely warm for very cold weather, I recommend a more dedicated down parka like that. I will also be doing some other reviews soon of some Canada Goose jackets as well that I plan on picking up, so stay tuned for those if you want to check those out. And yeah, that's basically the end of the video. Pick up the Thorium if you think it's nice and you like the look of it. It'll be warm enough if you live in more mild climates. If you want something warmer, pick up something thicker like that Fall Raven jacket or a nice big down parka like something from Canada Goose or 66 North. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you would like some recommendations on what type of jacket I recommend for you. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more reviews. Have a nice day.